the summer of 2011, 23-year-old Dalene Carlson moved to California chasing a fresh start and big dreams. She wanted to study child development and build a better future. But within weeks, she vanished, never to be seen alive again. Stay with me, subscribe, and uncover the chilling truth behind the Dalene Carlson case. Dalene Carlson was 23 years old, young, energetic, and full of ambition. She had a sporty, adventurous spirit and loved being outdoors. Snowboarding, camping, fishing, and spending time with her dog, Maddie, were some of her favorite ways to unwind. Friends described her as social, warm, and easy to talk to, someone who made connections effortlessly. Dalene wasn't afraid of hard work. She held multiple restaurant jobs, saving every dollar she could to pay for college and build a better future for herself. Her goal was clear: to study child development and create a meaningful life doing something that helped others. On the evening of August 6, 2011, Dalene Carlson made a simple decision. Her cousin, Cecily, was sick, so Dalene chose to go out alone. She headed to Finnegan's Bar and Grill, a place she knew well and had visited before. Before leaving, her aunt, Maggie, asked her to be home by 3 a.m. A normal request meant to keep her safe. Dalene agreed, expecting nothing more than a typical night out. She left the house that evening, unaware that it would be the last time her family would ever see her alive. When 3 a.m. came and went, Dalene Carlson still hadn't returned home. At first, her family tried not to panic. They called her phone. They sent text messages. There was no response. As the night stretched into morning, concern quickly turned into fear. Dalene wasn't answering, and this wasn't like her. By daylight, the silence felt unbearable. Her family contacted the police, hoping for immediate help. But they were told it was still too early for a formal missing person report, a devastating delay during the most critical hours. The last time Dalene Carlson was seen, she was wearing a black and white vest top and ripped blue jeans. Her dark brown hair was worn down. Before leaving the house, a photo was taken, an image that would soon be shared again and again, becoming the face of a desperate search. That photo marked the last known moment of Dalene Carlson's life before she vanished without a trace. Throughout the night, Dalene Carlson was seen both inside and outside Finnegan's Bar and Grill. Witnesses later told investigators that she appeared social and engaged, moving between groups and conversations as the night went on. At some point, Dalene encountered her on and off boyfriend, Jacob Evangelisti. The two were seen arguing, and the exchange quickly became heated. Friends and patrons noticed the tension, describing it as emotional but not unusual for a couple with a complicated relationship. Several mutual friends were present that night, including Jason Gilley, who would later become a central figure in the investigation. After the argument, Dalene was seen separating from Jacob and spending time with others at the bar. These moments, captured through witness statements and surveillance, would later become critical in piecing together Dalene's final hours, narrowing down who she was with and when she was last seen alive. Two key figures emerged in Dalene Carlson's final hours: Jacob Evangelisti and Jason Gilley. Jacob, her ex-boyfriend, openly admitted that they had argued at Finnegan's Bar that night. He acknowledged receiving late-night texts and calls from Dalene, but claimed he last saw her inside the bar before leaving. His account initially seemed straightforward, yet investigators noted inconsistencies that required further scrutiny. Jason Gilley, a mutual friend, was also present that evening. Surveillance footage confirmed he was with Dalene at multiple points during the night. At first, Gilley denied leaving the bar with her, but later admitted to spending time alone with Dalene outside the group. Both men became central to the investigation, their statements and actions analyzed in detail. Determining the truth of that night would rely heavily on witness accounts, surveillance footage, and the subtle discrepancies in their stories. Investigators quickly turned to surveillance footage to trace Dalene Carlson's final movements. Cameras inside Finnegan's Bar captured her throughout the night, interacting with friends and moving between groups. These early images established a timeline of her last known moments in public. Shortly after, footage from a nearby Food for Less store showed Dalene and Jason Gilley together at around 1:30 a.m., confirming that the two had left the bar in each other's company. Later, 7-Eleven surveillance captured Gilley cleaning dirt from his clothes, a small but significant detail that raised immediate suspicion. Digital evidence further reinforced the timeline. Cell phone tower data placed Dalene and Gilley in the same location multiple times that night, providing investigators with a digital footprint of their movements. These combined sources, video and digital, created a detailed picture of Dalene's last hours and narrowed the window in which something tragic occurred, shifting focus squarely onto Gilly and the events that followed. As the investigation progressed, Jason Gilly became the center of intense scrutiny. Initially, he outright denied being with Dalene after leaving the bar, but his story quickly shifted. Gilly later admitted that he had taken Dalene to his house, claiming their encounter was consensual. According to him, Dalene left angry afterward, and he insisted he had dropped her off miles away far from her home. Yet investigators found troubling evidence. Dalene's phone appeared to have been used by Gilly after her disappearance, raising serious questions about his account. His constantly changing timeline and inconsistencies only deepened suspicion and pointed to deliberate deception. While law enforcement pieced together the last hours of Dalene's life, the community rallied to find her. Volunteers organized searches, distributed flyers, and scoured local areas, leaving no stone unturned. The Calaveras River and surrounding fields were checked repeatedly. Donations poured in, raising reward money to incentivize anyone with information to come forward. Despite tireless efforts, weeks passed with no solid leads, leaving families and friends in agonizing uncertainty. Roughly 2 months after her disappearance, Dalene's remains were discovered in a remote cornfield in San Joaquin County. The body was badly decomposed, mostly skeletal, a grim reminder of the passage of time. The autopsy revealed a chilling truth. She had been shot 5 times in the back, an execution-style killing that left the community in shock. The discovery transformed the case from a missing person investigation to a full homicide investigation, and law enforcement's focus zeroed in on Jason Gilly as the primary suspect. The investigation finally began to yield answers. Dalene Carlson's remains were positively identified through dental records, confirming the tragic truth. Forensic ballistics then provided a critical piece of evidence. Shell casings recovered from the cornfield matched a firearm registered to Jason Gilly. Adding to the mounting case, a family member came forward, admitting they had lied to protect Gilly in the early stages of the investigation. This revelation exposed attempts to obscure his involvement and clarified key details of that night. Meanwhile, text messages recovered from Dalene's phone revealed disturbing patterns of obsessive and controlling behavior on Gilly's part, painting a chilling picture of his mindset leading up to her murder. Investigators now had both physical and digital evidence linking him directly to Dalene's disappearance and death. According to the prosecution, Dalene had been sexually assaulted, a horrifying act that motivated the ensuing violence. To prevent her from reporting him, Jason Gilly kidnapped Dalene and drove her to a remote cornfield in San Joaquin County. Once there, the prosecution argued, Gilly forced her to kneel before shooting her multiple times in the back. This execution-style killing left no doubt as to the brutality of the crime and the premeditated nature of his actions. Combined with surveillance footage, witness testimony, ballistics, and digital evidence, the prosecution painted a complete and chilling portrait of the events leading to Dalene Carlson's murder, ensuring that justice would ultimately be within reach. Jason Gilly faced a courtroom packed with evidence and emotion. He was charged with kidnapping, rape, and murder in connection with Dalene Carlson's disappearance and death. The death penalty was not pursued, but the stakes were still high, and the prosecution built a meticulous case. Over 1,000 pages of evidence were presented, including surveillance footage, ballistics reports, text messages, and witness testimonies. Every detail of Dalene's final hours was examined, and the jury was shown a clear timeline of events. The rape charge, however, ended in a mistrial, leaving the murder and kidnapping counts as the core of the case. Despite the overwhelming evidence against him, Jason Gilly never confessed to any part of the crime, maintaining a composed, emotionless demeanor throughout the trial. After weeks of testimony and deliberation, the jury reached a verdict. Jason Gilly was found guilty of kidnapping and murder. The court sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole, ensuring that he would never harm another person. The courtroom was filled with the weight of grief and relief. While justice was served in a legal sense, Dalene Carlson's family would continue to carry the pain of losing a vibrant young woman too soon. Her name, her story, and the lessons of this case remain, reminding the community of the dangers of misplaced trust and the importance of vigilance in protecting loved ones. Dalene Carlson's move to California symbolized hope, ambition, and a fresh start. She arrived with dreams, plans for college, and the promise of a brighter future. Yet her life was tragically cut short during what should have been a simple night out, leaving her family, friends, and community in shock and sorrow. Those who loved her continue to grieve, holding on to the memory of the vibrant, adventurous young woman she was. Dalene's story is a stark reminder of how quickly life can change, and of the dangers that can hide in plain sight, even when everything seems normal. Her family honors her memory by keeping her story alive and by advocating for awareness about personal safety and the importance of vigilance in everyday life. Dalene Carlson was more than a victim. She was a daughter, a friend, and a young woman with dreams. Her life deserves to be remembered. Subscribe, like, and share this video to honor Dalene and raise awareness about safety and the warning signs of danger. Stay vigilant, protect your loved ones, and never take trust for granted. Her story is a reminder, even a night out can change everything and awareness can save lives.